live.
We're live. Hello.
Okay. So obviously, let's see who joins. Then we'll start what our normal plan, what we want to do. So yes, thank you for joining, Adam.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me be on here. I'm
Yeah, obviously
very
your
honoured.
regular memory is awesome. It's obviously I've came up with a name for it now. Who knows? A Doctor Who discussion. And that's very got a catch to it.
Who knows, eh?
Who knows? Do you think we're gonna get all the doctors on again?
Oh God, I remember that when all the doctors came on. I know it was just like fake accounts though, but it was still so funny.
That was so funny. I loved that. Oh, it was amazing. So just so we're aware, guys, all of us in general, I include. Okay, so see, we've got 5 people. So welcome, guys, and
Oh, hello, five
let's go.
people from the world.
So Adam, Tyler, Fishwick, and we also have someone else waiting. Do you want to kick it off?
Um, what am I saying? Something? Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm Adam Time Lord Fishwick. Sorry then.
I'm Aaron, and
Yeah.
we seem to have the Doctor in today.
The doctor's here.
So let's welcome Shawn. Let's go. I'm going to take you off now, Adam. Better get Shawn on.
Okay.
So, welcome, Shawn. So you are now on.
Hi.
Obviously, welcome. Obviously, first time on Who Knows Doctor Who discussions. Awesome to have you.
Yeah. It's like glad to be here. It's great.
Obviously, what you just heard that awesome impression from Shawn. Don't you agree, Adam? That's a great impression. Go on, show the viewers your impression. Do your Hartnell impression.
Right. Oh, what do you want me to say?
Anything, any Hartnellism.
Oh, so you're sitting up taking notice, are you? Don't you realise we can't get back in the ship now?
Okay. Can you do the line from the Time Meddler when he first says to Stephen, "This is a chair"? This is. Do you know?
Okay. Yeah. That is the dematerializing control, and that over yonder is the horizontal hold. Up there, Mrs. Skeller, those are the doors. That is a chair with a pendle on it. Sheer poetry, dear boy. Now, please stop that.
Oh, fantastic. Obviously, thank you for joining, guys. We've got some 4 people. Obviously, welcome to Who Knows, the Doctor Who discussion. We've got Adam, Time Lord, Fishwick, as in Shawn, or known as the first Doctor, from Hartnell now. Hartnell, too. So we've got a lot of cool things to talk about today. I think out on stage, it's just I love doing these. Even came up with a cool name for it. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk a bit, Shawn, about his impressions later on. But just so we've both got something to talk about, we've got a really cool game of an episode generator. How does that sound, guys? So we're gonna pick an episode, and you've got 30 seconds to talk about it. When that 30 seconds is over, we move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some big finishing episode updates. Any animals got a cooler, obviously, episodes we used to hate, but we really don't mind as much as we used to. So, also, guys, if you want to ask any questions, please ask, because obviously we can answer questions I'm going to answer near the end or middle-ish of the stream. Again, welcome to anyone new. Let's get started. So, a discussion, I do want to start first. We're going to take some turns and a bit of a chat. Dalek designs. Now, I'm a big Dalek enthusiast. I absolutely love the Dalek designs. I mean, Cybermen are my favourite villains, but the Dalek designs can be amazing. Are you fans of Dalek designs or not? You think?
Definitely. Yeah. I love them. I think the ones that stick out to me, if I had a top three, would be the Genesis variant has always been my favourite.
I'm a great designs.
Followed by the 2005 gold version, because I just think in Dalek they were like brought
The
back
bronze
into
Dalek,
force. Yeah,
so unique. Yeah.
And the thirdly would be, well, I've been watching a lot of Hartnell recently, so the Hartnell Daleks are
Great.
just like that simple design, really. What about you guys?
What about yourself, Adam? If you have a top 3 Dalek designs, dude, what do you think?
White, but from what we've seen from an invention in time and space. We just saw, a bit of them filming it with, because we see it in color in that, and I do like that version.
Oh yeah, I think it's more like a grey and light blue, and then
Yeah,
I know it's dark blue, and then the Triton ones are grey and dark blue.
yeah,
There's some I love them. They're classics.
yeah. I really like the Imperial Daleks in the
Oh, same.
80s with Colin and Sylvester. I think they're
My
brilliant.
favourites.
Yeah, they
They're
are really
literally one of
good.
the top there. I know because I've always wanted an Imperial Dalek, and they used to be so expensive before B&M figures came out.
Mm,
And now we got there, and I bought so many of them. And then someone was like, "You got another one?" I'm like, "Yes."
yeah.
I love them to bits.
And I'll probably
Really,
I'll just probably say them, the 2005 one, just the modern day ones, the golden Daleks. Is that
I
what you call
like
it?
them. I just think they're great designs. I just think they're a bit too plain. I'm going to be honest. They're very plain. I
Overused.
like them. Very overused, but I do like them. I think
Mm.
if we're gonna have a top three personally, I'm gonna have to say it's no particular order. I'm gonna start with no order, Imperial Daleks and Special Weapons. I think the Special Weapons Dalek is one of the
Oh, the
greatest
special
Daleks
weapons
ever made.
Daleks really good. I'm
Yeah.
not a big too fan of the Destiny of the Daleks ones.
Destiny of the Daleks, I like the bomb variant where you got the bombs on the side. I think the bombs are really
Mm.
awesome. I think it's a nice little accessory.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know. It's just
But just
what I think.
Genesis Daleks in a sense, a bit more grayer. I do like them. I'll tell you really underrated Daleks that nobody seems to talk about are Planet of the Daleks because they've got a similar colour to the Genesis variants.
Yeah.
But they're not really Genesis, but there's a tiny bit of a difference. I don't know. What do you think, Shawn? Do you know to start or not?
I can't hear him.
Can you hear Shawn?
No, I can't hear Shawn.
No. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you're on now.
The the Planet of the Daleks variants are really good. Because I think Michael Wisher, because he voiced them all in that story, and that's what got him the gig for Davros.
Oh yeah.
I think. But yeah, I love those variants, and I think
I think the
they
Supreme Daleks are really great
presented really
design.
well.
The Supreme Dalek, the
Yeah,
purple eyes.
with
It's
the
Termination's
torch
own Dalek.
for an eye stalk.
But I do love that Dalek design. It's just because we watched Planet of the Daleks a bit ago because we're watching Frontier in Space and then Planet of the Daleks, and I love it. Weirdly enough, it's part of Time Lord Victorious. It's a weird one how Planet of the Dalek is part of that story arc. I've never understood that.
I finished watching Dalek's Master Plan the other day, and you really get a sense of how powerful the Daleks are in that,
Oh yeah.
because they're just played straight down the line. And before watching the recon all the way through, I'd only ever seen episode 2, The Day of Armageddon, so I'd only ever
I
experienced this.
I remember Harry Williams and me. He was
Mm.
ran in Rio Place when I lived in the UK, and we watched all of the Dark Master Plan one viewing. Just sat there and watched all in one viewing, from Mission to the Unknown, and then all the reconstructions, and then watched it all. Oh, it was so good. I think I love the designs. I love the flamethrower Daleks. I absolutely love them design so much. Such badass Daleks. I also love the Supreme Dalek as well, and that obviously that's for Black, won't be that's dome. That was a really rare figure. And obviously being them have re-released it. I've got like 3 of them now. I love them. Alex Goddard has said, can you hear me, Adam?
Yeah.
Can you hear Shawn? Awesome. Yeah, as long as he has. Invisibility with the Daleks works so well. I agree. One of my Daleks I love most, so underrated, is the Lightwave Dalek. It's the invisible kind of Dalek from the end of Part 1.
Yeah, it's a really unique form of Dalek, that one, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
the because it didn't that come out as a figure?
It did in the 50th anniversary wave figure sets, yeah.
Mm.
And I think I always wanted it, but I was never into collecting at that point. So I was kind of just a bit like, and now it's so expensive, I can't even buy it.
I've got the robot Tom Baker figure on my shelf, and I think he needs a Harry Sullivan, he needs a Steyer, he needs
You
a
can still buy
Storm.
like sometimes that's so easy. They're so
Yeah,
cheap.
I'm gonna get it definitely because we
Um,
need a Sontaran stood by Leela. To be
oh,
honest,
you do. I want to store some. I've got a store Eagle Moss and Target. Thing is, the Invasion Time store figure or Invasion Time in general, you think it's a good story, and I enjoy it, but it's such a bad story. If you really want to watch it, I just like after part 4, it just continues for no reason. It's like, why is it continuing? And then Stores in it. It looks like he hasn't slept with and punched in the face a few times because he's got them big black marks under there.
but I do like the fact that in that story, Tom gets to flex his sort of semi-evil side of the Doctor, where he's, you know, where he's faking it, but
Oh yeah,
the others are really taken in by his apparent treachery in the
I love
story,
it.
and is
Yeah.
when he shouts at Barusa, like it just makes you flinch, where you're like,
Tom Baker does evil and angry so well, but we didn't see a lot. But his voice, so he just it had that. Well, it had
yeah,
that with him. He was so well. So I'm going to bring Adam back in, and I've got another question for you guys. I'm going to ask Adam and you, Sean. Think
okay.
of some dogs you're not really a fan of now. This may be an obvious question with some obvious designs, one very popular ones, but we'll see. So, Adam, what's a Dalek design you're not particularly a fan of? Something you'd say, "Ugh, not that good,
Hmm.
is it?"
I used to not. I wasn't really a massive fan of the. I think you said it. Is it the Paradigm Daleks from Victory of
Yeah,
the
I was
Daleks?
expecting them.
Is that what they're called?
I
I
was
wasn't.
expecting them to come in. The Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's just that that they were just too nice and too too colourful, like a rainbow.
You
But I
know,
don't know. They have grown on me a bit now, though.
there's an edit of them doing a Power Rangers intro on YouTube. I'm not even joking.
Oh, I'll have to have a look at that
Red
later.
Dalek, science Dalek, go! Dun, 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 dun.
Oh no, I don't. I don't think I have a. I don't think I really have like a. I don't know. I might have to say the new ones from the latest episode.
Okay, I'm in minority. I like some Daleks. Like I like the slimness. I'm look their new
Mm,
design. As much as
I
I'm not
don't know.
like
It's
media as
just.
much, but I like them designs. I find. What about you,
Mm,
Sean?
But I could see where they were going with it at the time, to say like we could have an army of red, blue, yellow, and that's a really good idea. But
It has
it's just like,
because it gives the Daleks like their own rank, and if that was a Black Dome, it gives them a rank. But
hmm,
they were just like they used them, they disappeared, and you could see them in Victory with Daleks ever so slightly. So they were kind of in it in the background, and they were never used again. And I just feel if they stuck with them Daleks, maybe it would have been more. But I can see why I've not liked it as much.
possibly. But I think the Daleks in Revolution of the Daleks, they I like the idea of them, that, like, they're made out of, they're man-made, and being used for, to guard the UK, and obviously the treachery and that's really good.
Oh
And
yeah.
then I thought Nick Briggs really reminded me of like the Remembrance voices in that, when they first like turn,
Oh, we
and
watched Remembrance a bit
the
ago.
yeah,
Oh yeah, the voice was
the
so angry.
modulation on that, it just reminded me of Remembrance. I
Something was
just thought, oh
screaming. Them dogs
yeah,
used to scream. And
um
smart human female.
oh,
Oh,
human female.
I love
Yeah,
it. Oh,
that was Roy Skelton, wasn't it?
was
Who were you, Collins?
it? I love that episode. I've seen it so many times, and then I just decided to rewatch it. And I was like, I'm in mood for. I was like, yeah, this is just as good as all this is. Like,
You can
no matter how
you
many
can
times
just
you watch
sit
it.
back with the remembrance, can't you, and just enjoy it.
Oh, you can exactly. I agree. I agree completely. It's generally such a great episode. So let's move on. Do you have any obviously anything else you want to end the subject of that Dark Skies, or do you want to move on?
There's oh, can't anything from you, Adam? What you'd like to say about the Daleks?
All right. Dark not mentioned that only could make an appearance, but I like it. It's the Dark from
I'm looking
Revelation.
forward to the Dalek Target book, so that'll be
Yes.
good to read.
Oh, I'm excited. I was going to buy it. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
It looks
Are
really
they
good.
out at the moment?
They're out soon, I think. Yeah, I think
I think
people
it's the
have got them
11th.
for promotional reasons, but they are
Yeah.
out soon.
Well, it's going to be a
I
Monday.
love the Revelation Dalek with the dead body and clear,
Yeah.
and it's
Well,
such a good
I
Dalek.
haven't seen Colin Baker's first series for a long time, so I'll have to revisit.
It's not a bad series. I really like
Yeah.
it, but Time Lash kind of lets it down so much. But I don't mind. It's really, I think it is pretty decent.
I just think Colin just takes the role and just makes it his own immediately.
Oh, he does.
You know,
He goes with what he wants to do amazingly. I think
Yeah.
that's why Colin's one of the best doctors. He really is. So obviously doing that then. Let's play a quick game, guys. Obviously, this will be a really fun one. Let's start with Adam. Now, what we're doing, guys, we're going to talk about episode generator. So I'm gonna generate an episode. I want you guys to say what you really think. So let me get a link up now for it. And so what do you guys think? Are you guys would obviously got 30 seconds to talk about an episode?
do we describe the plot or do we just
Say what
you think of it?
Sum the episode up. Sum the episode up. Like it can be as funny as you like. As funny as you like, basically. All right, so I am going to get a website on my phone so that I have to just continue coming off here. So let's see if we got it. Okay. All right, I have it. Okay, so I am going to start with Adam. So Adam, how do you feel about this? Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
So we're going to generate an episode right now. You have the Sea Devils. You got 30 seconds. Don't start just yet. Let me get a timer up for you now.
I've seen the Sea Devils.
Okay, so sum the episode up for 30 seconds now.
Well, the Sea Devils, there isn't really much I can say about it, really, because it's been such a while since I last seen it, though. But all I can probably just say it's a good John. I remembered it being a good John Pertwee story. I don't know if this is the right one though, but I remembered the Master. I think he was watching like a children's program. Was it the Sea Devils?
7, 6, 5.
Yeah, it's John Pertwee. That's all I can say. It's John Pertwee.
I mean, that's the best way to. I think the Sea Devils is definitely one of my favorites. It's got a special place in my heart. I used to watch that story so much. I think Delgado was so good in that story. So let's move on then with Shawn. So we're going to generate an episode for you, and you're going to have to say what you really think about the story.
Right.
30 seconds, sum it up.
Okay.
All right, so we have The Wheel in Space.
Wheel in Space. I haven't seen it.
All right, we're moving on. Fine. Let's do a new episode. All right. All right, fine. Generate another episode. We're gonna say Meglos. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the Doctor and Roman are in the TARDIS and get stuck in a chronic hysteresis, engineered by Meglos, a homicidal plant from the planet, you guessed it, Meglos. And the Doctor gets an idea to go to Tigella because he's got an old friend there, and they like him. They think he's great.
5,
and there's a lovely appearance from Jacqueline Hill, who played Barbara in 1963 till 1965.
Honestly, I kind of like Megalos. It's a guilty pleasure story for me. I think like Megalos is just—it's not great, but Tom Baker plays a
Well,
cactus.
Tom does a good performance in that, so
Yeah. I might just go. Oh, obviously, you're winning space. Haven't seen it. All right, so I have The Web of Fear. Oh my god, one of my favorite stories as well. Okay, I'm excited to do this one. 3, 2, 1, go. The Web of Fear is basically based on Siege story with Second Doctor and Jamie as they have to land due to the Great Intelligence. It's got Begetium with a new redesign, which is incredibly scary, and I think it's got a lot of tense moments, especially with the railway scene. The people, the main characters, really mess with Doctor's plans from the end because he wants to kill the Great Intelligence, and they say, "No, Doctor, we're going to mess your plan up." Long story short, it's really, really good, and there's a good scene with, people and characters. That went horribly wrong.
it's in
That's
black
my
and white.
review
It's
of.
got Patrick Troughton in it.
It's a
What could you
Patrick
want?
Troughton. Right, move on with Adam. Are you ready, Adam, for the next story? All right. So we have for you
Go on.
Terminus. I know you saw. Go.
I haven't seen it.
Guys, why haven't you seen these stories?
All
Come
I
on,
know about it is just that it's Nisiv's story. That's all I know.
So, we've got Mind Warp. Go.
Mind Warp. It's got Brian Blessed in,
You got 20 seconds to sum the episode up. Go.
and he marries Perry. Yeah.
All right.
And I remember they were on a pink planet. Well, the sea. I remembered it being pink, if I remember rightly.
All right. So 4 seconds.
Colin Baker, just Colin Baker.
You didn't. That was summed up horribly, Adam.
Yeah.
Adam,
Again,
that was.
it's
You
been
could
a
have said the
while.
trial of a Time Lord. The Doctor tortures Perry next to a sea. Perry dies about bold and moans blind blessed. That's simple. All right, let's do a few more of these. I'm gonna get Shawn on again. It's gonna be an entertaining one. And by the way, Shawn, you need to watch Arena Space.
I know, I
Arena Space.
do.
It's one you.
I need
Fury
to.
from the Deep.
Fury from the Deep. Oh, I've
Go.
saw that one recently. The Doctor, Victoria, and Jamie go to an oil rig and find out it's being sieged by killer seaweed. We also get 2 creepy characters, one called Mr. Quill, and we have that weird scene where they gas a woman in a room, which is like a nice short, horrific scene. And also a really touching farewell from Victoria.
That's a great summary. I think it's one of my favourite stories. I've loved this story since the reconstruction. I love that. I just loved it. I absolutely love that one. I'm gonna go next. I have The Web of Fear.
Again.
I've got The Hand of Fear now. Oh, a lot of fears apparently. I've got a lot of fears going on. So, The Hand of Fear is a good story, not the best story for Sarah Jane to leave on. Aldred Must Live is a very famous current. I remember visiting a location with Harry Williams and Rob in Macquarie and where to say goodbye, which is really good. Check a video on Harry's channel. So it's good. It's one about, her trying to use the reactor to get the hand alive, and she comes alive, and Sarah's taken over. So Elizabeth Sladen is really evil before she leaves. And the fair, wealthy scene is amazing. And Tom Baker and Elizabeth Sladen make me cry. It's done. I have so much more to say about that story, but I'd have to live for 30 seconds. All right, so let's move on. Adam, we're going to do next 2 more for each of us, and then we're going to be done. We're going to move on to something else. So, are you ready for your next story? What do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. I just want to.
Okay, you ready?
One that I can most remember, really.
The Dalek Invasion of Earth. Go.
Oh, the Dalek Invasion of Earth. Well, again, that's been
It's
been a while since I've seen it, though. But the Doctor, Susan, Ian, and Bart Barbara, they land in London in the future. I can't remember
15
what year it
seconds.
was now, and they've been, and then the Daleks come and invade London, and it was just basically Susan's last story, and she ends up going with David, and the Doctor just says,
Done.
"One day I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there'll be no regrets, no tears, no
You've gone
anxiety."
past 30 seconds, but I'll give it a. I was. It was a completely good description. Basically, they're trying to basically go into the core of the planet, and the Doctor can't stop it. Ian's on the Dalek ship with survivors, and the Doctor does a magic trick to open the gate.
I feel bad at not describing these problems.
So, are you ready, Shawn, for your next story?
Yeah, go on.
We have survival. 3, 2,
Survival. Oh,
1,
I love this
go.
one. The Doctor and Ace land in Perryvale in the 1980s because Ace wants to see what her old mates are
20
up
seconds.
to. But the town is being stalked by cheetah people. We have an appearance from Anthony Ainley as the Master, and it's the last classic episode until 1996. And there's 1 second left.
I mean, that was decent. That was funny. Right? So let's move on then. That's okay. Well, I'm going to say that was just hilarious. I've got Planet of Fire. I do not remember the story. It really much shows this is going to be a very interesting one for me.
Really warm.
Planet of Fire is one where Chameleon says, "Kill me, kill me, please, Doctor." Chameleon literally gets killed because he doesn't want to live anymore. It's Perry's instruction with remember scene with Turlo, and it's got a really, it's not a bad episode, and it's the best Turlo episode. It connects Turlo's last episode. The Doctor lands in Lanzarote, the location I want to go to, and there's fire, and the Master dies, but he says, "You are my brother, don't kill me." And Perry has a really nice scene where she's coming out to see him in the sea, if you know what I mean. I feel so. All right. We're gonna move on. Last one now, Adam. You ready? You're gonna ace this last one. You're gonna ace. You're gonna ace this last episode.
I'm ready. I want to ace this one.
All right. You got 3, 2, 1. You ready? The faceless ones.
I haven't seen it yet. With that one, I've been needing to buy the DVD for that because I have not got the DVD for that yet, the animation version. So
Harry?
I feel quite bad.
So we're gonna move on. New episode. All right, we'll do Celestial Toymaker.
I haven't seen that one either.
Adam, what are you doing? All right, Enlightenment. You ready?
I haven't seen that one.
Adam, what are you watching? Are you watching the show Mordred Undead? Mordred Undead, Adam. You've seen it?
Mordred Undead. It's a good introduction for Turlo. And Turlo and his friend end up going into a car, and then they have a car crash.
That's not 15 seconds.
Then the Doctor and Brigadier finally meet, and then they find that there's another guy who's pretending to be the Doctor, and but it doesn't turn out to be the Doctor. And there's a future Brigadier and a past Brigadier, but one doesn't remember each other.
You've got 30 seconds. You've 30 seconds to load.
At least I summed that one up a bit more than the others have done.
It only took 3 tries to get an episode you're seeing. All right, last one, Shawn. Are you ready? You have Warriors of the Deep.
Warriors of the Deep. Okay.
Go.
So the Doctor, Tegan, and Turlo land on a sea base, and the crew don't know that there's Silurians and Sea Devils hibernating in the sea. They want to take over the base, and you have some really unique Silurian voices in there, and some really unique Sea Devil costumes. And the Doctor has a last line, which is really poignant, saying, There should have been another way.
That was a 1 second over, but it was a really good way to start open it. The Merc costume is so funny. I think the funniest scene when I think this episode when she tries to karate kick the Merc, and it goes, and she goes like, ah, and it's so funny.
Peter Davison has a black eye in that, doesn't he? And like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So because it's so bad is because they had elections and they couldn't, and it took 2 weeks off filming and no, and so that's basically why it's just so.
they had to make it in a rush. And
But yeah, basically. So I'm doing my last episode. And then we're gonna move on to other things. I'm thinking of a quiz possibly. Are you guys up for a quiz?
what?
All right. Talent Venture I've got, and lucky I've actually watched it all recently, so I better remember this. Talent Venture is a very racist episode. It's a great episode of Doctor Who. It's got Magnus Grill, which is basically from Fifth of Future Time Agent. He's taking go so he can be alive and get used to Time Cabinet. It's got Jake Lightfoot being awesome because he forgot one spin off. God's sake, they're amazing. And it's got a fourth Doctor in a great outfit, and Leela is badass. You got a great scene in Sewers with that, and then it's overall great atmosphere. Really great episode. Amazing. Last one with Philip Hinchcliffe. Done. That was a good summary.
Yeah. I'll put that on the back of a box set.
So, what do you think, guys? How do you find that game?
I really enjoyed it.
I mean, Adam, my only thing for you is watch more episodes. So I'm gonna see. Well, there's a hard Doctor Who quiz. Only a Doctor Who fan can score more than 12 in this quiz. I don't know if you want to do this. So, are you ready? So, Doctor Who reappeared on BBC television in 2005 after a gap of nearly 19 years. Who played the Doctor in the new series? That's an easy one, guys.
Christopher Eccleston.
All right, guys, we should know this. Okay, this is not a hard quiz. What two-word phrase occurs repeatedly throughout the episodes of Series 1 and in the title of the episodes?
Bad Wolf.
You've seen this recently. You come on. It's so easy for you. All right, guys, this is a very easy quiz. We're going to move on and find an either harder quiz that's just very difficult for us all. I remember getting a quiz book, and it was basically full of all this classic Doctor Who side characters you don't really look at. Like, who did this and this? All right.
What did Colin Baker have for his breakfast this morning?
All right. What were the very first words written in history?
Hello, sweetie.
Sweetie. What was the powerful beast that was trapped in Pandora?
The powerful beast.
Yeah. What was the powerful beast?
The Doctor.
How many life forms were saved by Cal?
1022.
You remember this?
Yeah.
You know what? You're doing better than me. All right. I'm going to pick a really hard one, guys. What was the password to hack into the Navy missiles?
In what story?
What was the password?
Oh,
hack
Buffalo.
into the Navy missiles. Oh. All right. Okay. This is an interesting one. All right. I want to make it fun, a really hard one. All right. What did Atmos stand for?
Atmospheric emissions system.
All right. Okay. I'm going to do this. I'm going to find a really hard one so to get you guys off here. Okay. I want to find a really, really good one. Okay. What two colours are 11's bow tie? Okay, Adam, that was a good. Okay, well done. You know what? It's clearly. Okay. What does Jackie name the baby? What? Oh, not Doctor. Okay. All right. What mood or drug set off the virus in New Earth?
Bliss.
All right, guys, you got me off guard. You're doing better, Fen. I knew half of them, so that's deep. That's good. So let's move to one area. Episodes we don't hate so much. Now we'll start with Adam. So episodes we hated when we first started in getting into Doctor Who, and then we're like, no, we're not that bad. What do you think?
I'll probably say the Idiot's Lantern because I wasn't very fond of that one at first, but I don't know. I think I remember the last. I remember the last time I saw it, I enjoyed it a bit more than I remembered, and I have to say Love and Monsters as well.
Yeah, I agree. To be fair,
Yeah.
I actually watch it. The first half is actually quite good and decent. Don't hate me for saying this, guys. It's actually a really decent episode, and then as it goes on, it gets bad in the second half. The second half, when the Zorbloff is born, that's when it goes downhill. But the first half is basically just a commentary on Doctor Who fans.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with the Exorboloff, because it's played by Peter Kay, I think if he wasn't the Exorboloff, I think he was good. I think Victor Kennedy was good as a villain
Yeah.
by himself instead of him just being the Exorboloft.
Yeah. Again, it wasn't bad. I think personally for me, I'm gonna have to say probably I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Gun Fighters. I used to hate it. Hate episodes. I one point couldn't stand it, but now I consider I actually don't mind it. I mean, it's not a good story. It's not a great story. No, Renat Hands is a great story. But what it's got some interesting performances, very funny actors. And overall, it's just a really funny story. I think I gave it too much hate at the time.
Go on, what is it?
The Gunfighters, yeah, I said the Gunfighters.
Oh,
Yeah. What about you,
yeah.
Sean?
I just didn't appreciate it at the time. Was Spearhead from Space, because it looked different to the other stories of season 7 because it was shot on film, and to me it just looked, even though it was in color, very old,
Oh
and it
yeah.
looked older than the stuff in black and white. But I watched it in like recent years, and now I love it. I've come to accept it as it is, and
I
it's a brilliant story. But
so
I just don't like how it looks. It's not
I
any slight on John Pertwee or anything like that.
I love it. I'm gonna be honest. I think the Spit Your Head's one of my favorite stories of all time. I just love
Yeah,
the old
it's
times.
brilliant.
It's basically with Rose one of the most perfect introductions to Doctor Who
Yeah.
you get into if you want to get to Classic Who. The Doctor Who guide, I would say Legopolis really grew in my liking after seeing it in the theatres. Legopolis, I never liked. I'm the same. I never liked it much, but because I used to think a Tom Baker's Doctor should end like a Philip Hinchcliffe style story, like a gothic story, and
Yeah.
leader possibly. And then I watch it, I just love the atmosphere. I love what it sets up with a watch it. It's a great idea. And I just think it's got some really clever ideas. I'm a master. It's just a great ending. I think we watched it with Simone recently, and she liked it. But over the years, I think the atmosphere has a pending doom. The Doctor knows he's going to die, but that's why he knows what's happening.
It's
Yeah,
it's a very Davison story, that one, Legopolis. It's
it
like,
is.
because the first lot of John Nathan Turner, um, he he's changed everything around it to suit, to bring it into the 80s,
Yeah.
and Tom's still there. And then, once he goes, then you get the 80s Doctor
Yeah.
Who with
Oh
Davison,
yeah.
Baker,
You
and
think 80s Doctor Who? You don't think Tom Baker?
no, no.
You think Davison or Bobby Connon or McCoy, if anything.
And
I don't
you
think
don't realize that Tom went well in, like, he was nearly in 2 years of the 80s.
Oh yeah. I
80 and
mean,
81.
I didn't know. You don't think season 17 is part of the 80s either. You just think it's like, oh,
Yeah.
But you look at it, it's such a different era. You think 17 is such a comedic season, and then it goes into 18. Like what? And then obviously Dr. Gar says Adric and him getting ready to flood Batardis is so crazy and good. Honestly, flooding Batardis, what were they thinking in that?
Materialize the TARDIS underwater. Hello,
Oh my god, I like it, but the Master takes so long to come in. I think I do really appreciate his performance, and he has one of the best lines. Attentions, people of the universe. That line is just so mastery. It's perfect, and I just think it's really good. I want to go to a location actually for Legopolis, where the Doctor falls. I want to find where the template for that scene would have been. I know you can actually find it.
I know on the season 18 box set, the Sarah Sutton and Janet Fielding went to one of those sites. Probably not the site, but they found out how the radio telescope works.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And season 18 in the UK, I can't watch it.
You can't watch
I want
it.
to watch it. I've got the DVDs to it, of course, but yeah. It would drain the ocean. You know, Professor Zorus was trying to destroy the ocean, and the Fourth Doctor would gladly get rid of it just by putting all water in the TARDIS.
I could just imagine like Tom just floating down the corridors in his costume. He's like, don't worry,
tying the
Edric, we
scarf
won't
on,
sink.
pushing himself with the scarf. So think of another story, particularly that's growing over time, classic or no, even Big Finish. I'll start with Adam. What do you think?
Oh, for Big Finish.
But Big Finish included. You doesn't have to just be Big Finish. Can be a show.
Well, I'm going to start off with Big Finish anyway, because I do have one thing to say about what's actually grown on me. Well, if you see my latest video, you know I'm really into Jago and Lightfoot at the moment, and I'm because I heard some of it a while ago, and I heard series 4, and I wasn't too keen on it at first, but now that I've recently re-listened to it, I do like it a bit more. But I will talk about Jago and Lightfoot a bit more later on.
I think I'm the same with Doom Coalition, or we listen to a lot of
Doom Coalition,
Eighth Doctor. So I'm a big Eighth Doctor marathon. I've been going through Dark Eyes, Doom Coalition. Now I'm on Ravenous Free. So a lot of these I've heard in random order. I've now re-listened to it in a full order. And I think Doom Question is so good. Obviously, it's so the story up from the 11th all the way to the end, and it all connects. Everything these little strands connect. It's such a great season. But I
really
think
is.
the first set is just a nice little set.
When you get to Ravenous 4, so good.
I'm excited for Ravenous 4. Yeah, I'm also really looking forward to the third one. I'm enjoying the third one at the moment.
Yeah,
I think
overall the third one being okay, but I don't know. I might have to re-listen to it again. But I can't wait. I can't wait for Stranded 2 to come out this month. So
I've heard Companion Piece is good.
Companion Piece.
I've heard that's meant to be a really good story. So obviously Doctor Who Guide said, Jago and Love are the best. They are absolutely awesome.
Alex,
So sure, do you have one more story you really think is like you've just got a Big Finish or anything like we've just mentioned?
Like that I've grown to like more.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh well, I'm gonna go with Big Finish like Adam. I'd say Jago and Lightfoot, because it's something that I never thought I'd listen to. Because someone lent me the box set, and I have to admit, at the time, I just didn't have time to listen to it properly, so I had to put it away. I gave it another chance, and you really get to love these two characters.
I heard the first set, and I agree. I think Jago and Love was so good. They perfect spin of material, and they're just so good for what they do. I agree massively. Yeah.
And Gallifrey as well, because someone else got me into Gallifrey, and I thought, I'm never gonna watch this. I mean, what stories can you tell on Gallifrey? It's gone. So, but even that's like another like ensemble piece where you have like a family atmosphere, and then you get like all these. Because I'm not a very political person, but when you get all the intrigue on the planet about who to trust, who's betraying who, you've got two K9s in there, and having Leela in a story is always good.
Oh
And yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
think
just really
I've not
enjoying
probably listened
those.
to Gallifrey, but I love that team up. And I think Narvin, I've heard from Narvin, obviously in short trips and all, well, especially with Fourth Doctor and Adric, and he tells a story about how he meets the Fourth Doctor now. I do like Narvin. I want to get into it. I've just got so much. When I finish the Eighth Doctor, I'm going to go through it. I'm
Mm.
going to go through Gallifrey because I'm currently going for Jago Nightfall and then Eighth Doctor. So I'm going through all the big things I've not heard, but I've heard a lot of it now, so it's not far. So what I appreciate Castro Alva more. Castro Alva is really good. Like it's a really good opener for a season. Like I never liked it much, but I do appreciate it a lot more than used to. I agree.
I think that was one of the first Davison stories I saw.
So it was Simona's first as well. I sent her the DVDs to it, and Castro Alva was one of the first classics she's seen. So she was like, "What?" A bit confused, and
Good choice.
hopefully we watch it. I need to myself. I've not seen it in a while. So I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I really enjoyed doing the episode generator. I don't know if you guys want to do it again or
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. You had fun doing that, yeah. I think these are classics, so we'll stick with classics for now, and then we'll try and get a new series in the same time. And next time we'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's get Adam in first. So Adam, let's hope you've seen the story. We have The War Machines, episode 3.
Now the War Machines.
Wait, not yet, not yet,
Oh,
not yet.
okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now the War Machines. It's got the first Doctor, and it's the introducing of Ben and Polly,
Yeah,
and the Doctor goes to this place where the machines can talk, and it's quite creepy. The voice sounds a
10
bit like
seconds.
the Cybermen a bit, with the Mondasian ones, or no, the ones from Patrick
4,
Troughton era.
3,
Um,
2.
yes, the machines are really scary. That's all I'm going to say.
So the fun fact about War Machines, the main face was actually inspired to look like a normal, like an actual machine robot person, to give it a lot more creepiness. And I agree. Also, cool fact: it's actually one of the first stories to acknowledge it as Doctor Who. And over
Really?
recent years, fans are very well. The credits do that, but a lot of the machine says, "Bring me Doctor Who," and a lot of people over the years be like, "No, why is it Doctor
Yeah,
Who?" And I'm like,
it's
"No, it's Doctor Who."
it's one of my favourite Hartnells. Really is.
So, move on. So, it's a great hunt. I do agree. I do love it. I think I've seen it a lot of times, but I can rewatch it. Let's move on. Shawn, you have The Power of Kroll.
The Power of Kroll. Ooh.
Go.
Uh,
5 seconds.
Doctor and Romana have to find segments of the key to time, and they land on a swamp planet. It's got John Leeson playing someone other than K9. They find out that one of the segments is actually Kroll itself, and yeah, Mary
8
Tam's in it,
seconds.
Tom Baker's in it. What more could you want? Wow.
4 seconds. Come
Tom Baker, Tom Baker, Tom Baker.
on. Oh my god, the Power Crawl. It's got. I think Dr. Hugo just mentioned it. The cliffhanger for that part 1 or 2. I think it's like, what do you see with Van Handy there? Oh my
Yeah.
god, I like it. It's honestly everyone hates it, but it's one of my favorite stories from Key to Time. I'm not a big fan of season 16. I just think it's too comedic and so like. But you know what? I like Power Crawl for what it is. Um, so I'm going to move on. So let's generate another. Let's do another 2 episodes each. I've got the Daleks' master plan or
I've seen that.
counterplot. I mean, I could have done episode 3, but me just one single episode. I was like, what? We'll run out of things to say. So the Daleks Master Plan 321. A massive 30-part epic. It's got the Training Core, Stephen, the Doctor, and Katerina, and Sail Kingdom run away from the Daleks. The Daleks after trying to kill them. You've got wacky hijinks with Hollywood signs, the first ever Christmas special. You've got a New Year's Day special included, and the Daleks are threatening the first 6 parts. Then it all goes a bit silly, and then you've got the Doctor Toymaker. You've got somebody in there, Peter Buttersworth, who does something to try and damage time. And I ruined that second half. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, that's my take on Daleks, man. I know Master Plan. It's a weird one. So Adam, one last time. Are you ready? One last time.
I'm ready.
All right, you've got Colony in Space. Go.
I haven't finished that one.
Oh,
I have not.
fine, let's go.
I saw half of it. I saw half of it. I haven't finished it though.
Okay, you've got the Ark.
Haven't seen. I heard that's a really bad story with.
It's not, but I like the Ark is interesting. I don't think it's so bad as people say. You've got the Mask of Mandragora.
Mask of Mandragora.
Seen it?
Oh yeah, but a while ago. I don't remember much from it.
Last one, Snake Dance, go.
Snake Dance. That I remember that the Mara are in it, and they possess Tegan.
That's Kendra all over again. But go on, what happened to Snake Dance?
Well, it's controlled by. Is it Martin Clune or is it George Clooney?
Martin Clooney.
I can't remember either the two.
9 seconds.
Yeah, I remember him being in it, and I just remember Tegan being possessed by the Mara. That's all I can say.
It's about a festival, and then obviously the Snake Dance taking advantage of that. And then Tegan's getting taken over again. I like it. Tegan has a lot more evilness, and Tegan's awesome when she's evil. I love Tegan. I actually like Tegan, so I know you guys. I know a lot of people.
I don't like it.
It's not that bad. Finally, some degrees.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen.
Right, so are you ready? Last one for today.
Go on.
You have. All right, we've already. Did you do Dalek Creation of Earth?
Yeah.
We'll do a different episode. We'll try and get a new one. Invasion Time. Go.
Invasion of Time. Okay. The Doctor and Leela land on Gallifrey. The Doctor is working with a mysterious group called.
Actually, no. What? Pause it. I got a funny way to do this. Sorry to stop. Funniest way to sum the episode up. We're going to sum it up in a funny way. We're going to one more time each. I'm going to sum it up in a funny way.
Okay. But are you going to?
All right. So, Invasion of Time. Go.
The Doctor and Leela land on Gallifrey. The Doctor teams up with some cling film that float, but they're really insistent that they do what
15 seconds.
He does what they say. The Doctor, Leela hates the person that she's going to fall in love with.
6.
And yeah, we've got an angry Tom Baker who screams and screams and screams. It's great.
You didn't mention that the Centauran got punched in my face a few times.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Doctor God said nothing about Snake Dance. Nyssa didn't end up in the cupboard this time. That's true. Literally, if you watch, we watched Kinder again, and Nyssa said, "I'm ill, Doctor," and she was asleep the entire episode and said, "What happened?" "Oh, nothing much. I'm just leave."
Tegan, fine.
There's nothing. Don't worry. You're useless, Nyssa. Potato people invade swimming pool. That's the perfect way to put the episode, I suppose. All right. I'm gonna go with. All right. Well, we got. I'm gonna say Adam one more time. I'm gonna say the Pirate Planet. Adam, can you do a Pirate Planet?
Planet.
There's a twist. You gotta do it. You've gotta explain the episode in the worst way possible, in a funny worst way.
But What do I have to do? I have to say the twist in it.
No, just do it. Explain the episode, but in a really bad way, but in a funny way.
Okay.
Pirate Planet, go. 30 seconds.
There's this really angry pirate who likes to shout and be comedic, and basically, and the Doctor was the reason why. What's his name now? How Newton invented the elements, so he dropped the apple on his head, which I quite like.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
Yeah. Okay, you said Tom Baker. Yeah, I think it's got a funny funny pilot. This is K9.
That I actually don't mind the Pilot Planet. It's actually a really decent. It's actually a really decent story because I have actually recently seen it as well.
So I got Warriors Gate. This is a funny one.
Go on, Warriors Gate.
The episode with no budget whatsoever tries to make best of a white screen. You've got no characters whatsoever. Why you've got a line race of characters as they put a negative effect on backgrounds trying to make it look really, really funny. Now, the castle has been half destroyed, mainly because that was probably left in the crew from a previous show. Tom Baker looks suppressed because of Matthew Waterhouse. Lala Ward can't wait to leave because she's so happy to leave the Doctor. The end.
And plus they're both married. and the marriage must have been really hateful.
Hey Shawn, what's that funny Tom Baker wrote from Underworld? Doctor Who meets Cats and musical without music. Okay, Dr. Guard summed it in a funny way, to be honest. Doctor Who meets Cats, the musical without music. All right. So that was really funny. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun doing that. We should definitely, I think, give it a twist. Doing a twist kind of makes it more interesting. So, I am going to give me a quick second. Okay, then. So, before we go forward, I do want to have a quick chat with Shawn, obviously, about his impressions. So I'm going to put you on, obviously, here quickly. And Shawn, you do an amazing heart, like really good heart noise, really believe.
Thank you for saying that. I'm really glad.
We love it. Obviously, that's why we ask you to do it, because we love it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say impressions. I think I'm winging it with Hartnell, but I'm glad people like it.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, you've kept it really good. You don't. So, what made you want to do impressions?
And I don't know. I think it's Adam's fault. You're the cause of this disaster. No, because he just very kind. You, Rob, and Aaron yourself said one day, because we were just messing about as you do, and you just said one day you do a really good Hartnell, and then I just practiced it really, and it's something that I still need to refine. There's always more to learn. Because of it, I've got really nice opportunities where I'm getting involved in a story called The Misshapen Planet at the moment. I'm also doing YouTube videos for a YouTuber called Rassalon Productions, where I've narrated and done various bits and pieces. And yeah, it's just a nice thing to do, and
I mean,
as long as you guys
really
keep enjoying it, I'll keep doing it.
Absolutely. I mean, on BM like, it's really impressive. I think I used to be able to do a good charting, but it's kind of gone over the years now. I can't. My charting's gone low. I don't even do it anymore because I just can't do it. I think with impressions, I find you when you get a good impression, you listen or watch more, but your impression changes because what you think is good is actually wrong because you're so used to what you do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So, do you ever feel like you're doing it wrong? Do you have to ever tweak it a bit?
Yes. Every time I do it, because I have to ask someone else and say, am I doing this right? Does this sound right? Because, it's like when we hear our own voices in our head and then we listen back to it on a tape and we think, is that how I sound? So I'm constantly, when I record, I'm constantly checking up with people to say, does that sound right? Is this
Oh yeah.
okay? And yeah, it's something that you've always got to work on, I suppose.
I think with impressions, it's like especially with Greenwich, they're like king of impressions for Doctor
Yeah,
Who because they got Fraser Hines, Peter Purvis, got all these people doing his impressions, and I love Fraser Hines' impression of Second Doctor, but even his
oh,
can
brilliant.
sound a bit off sometimes. I don't know if you've heard of
Well,
it.
it's I think like because Fraser Hines, with the greatest respect, he's not Patrick Troughton,
Oh,
but
of course
he
he's not.
knew Patrick, and it's a great tribute to the man he worked with, and who else but someone who
Oh yeah,
knew him personally would be able to handle that. And
of
I'm sure
course.
there's loads of talented people who could do an
I'm.
impression.
I met him, and I remember he said to me
Yeah, I've
he
met.
doesn't get paid for playing charity. He
No,
does it.
no,
He does it for love of
for
charity.
free. Yeah,
And I love that. That's so sweet how he described that. I think I absolutely love Fraser how he does that. I think, although, as you said, these actors obviously are not the doctors, are not William Hartnell, we're not Triton, we're not Pertwee. But if we're going to just critique an impression, let's talk Caroline Ford's Hartnell. Who's heard Caroline Ford's Hartnell?
uh,
Caroline Ford's Hartnell is a very questionable impression, I find. It just sounds like he's doing a really, yes, Doctor, no, Susan. It's very similar to that. And I just can't help but laugh sometimes and hear that.
it's well, she's not an impressionist, is she? So I think it's
Oh,
just
no.
because she's emulating Hartnell, but she's not
Oh, yeah.
impersonating.
Hmm? Who?
Pete, Peter Cushing. I want someone to do an impersonation of Peter Cushing
That'd be interesting.
and
You could
do it for
possibly,
Big
yeah.
Finish.
So,
I know it's
Doctor
not
Who got,
canon though, but
he's canon. He is some canon in the main show because the Doctor obviously
is it?
liked him as an actor and gave him their clothes.
Yeah,
It's in the David Doctor novel. He is canon, yeah.
yeah,
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 David Doctor, the Doctor Guide said actually John Culshaw, Tim Trevor,
yeah.
his hands. Honestly, John Culshaw, I'm so glad
Oh,
he's got
he's
like
brilliant. Is
John
Nicholas
Culshaw's Brigadier is
is
on
big?
top.
Oh, it's uncanny, isn't it?
Like you
So
hear here
uncanny.
and you just think it's Nicholas Courtney.
Oh
That's
yeah.
you
You just
hear
sometimes
Tom
forget
Baker.
it's that it. You just sometimes forget it's not Nicholas Courtney.
Exactly.
Um,
It's so good. Now, Big Finish, I listened to the Big Finish podcast a bit ago, and I mentioned how people aren't really happy with how they're recasting, for example, Harry Sullivan, Sarah Jane. I get why people are, but when you've got John Culshaw doing a literally perfect Nicholas Courtney, where you think it is Nicholas Courtney, where I'm not going to complain at that. You got
yeah,
Tim Trelawney doing an amazing Pertwee. You listen to, I think I see it's not Pertwee, I see Pertwee at the same time because it's got the great
yeah.
mannerisms.
But kind of going off topic, it's not really. It's not Doctor Who though. But people actually sort of like my Gollum impression. But I think it's
Yeah.
okay. But I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be rusty over
That's decent. I've
the
seen Lord of the Rings before
yeah,
I watched it, the original versions, and I did really enjoy it. I can see why
it's
people.
really good in it.
I've seen The Hobbit as well quite a lot, which is really good.
They're taking the
Um,
Hobbits to Isengard.
oh god, that line, I had to pause it and play it. I can't take it seriously. But like, I think the impressions is a bit of a weird one. So I'm gonna take you off a quick Adam. I'm gonna let Sean on again. So obviously Dr. God says, I don't mind recasting, you get used to it. You do. And I think how do you guys feel about recasting certain people? Obviously, you do it for love of the character, but do you feel where is the line? Where is that line you got to cross?
I think it's recasting is done when there's a need to see these characters again, because a lot of there's a resurgence of like the love of Ian Marter, hence why we've got Return of the Cybermen. and all these subsequent releases that we've got in the years to come.
Oh, yeah.
The line really is, well, I don't know if they, because, the obvious thing is, why isn't Christopher Thompson in Big Finish? Maybe he's
Oh yeah,
busy.
he has done a big
Maybe
finish. He's done the
he's done
comic
the
book
Fourth Doctor comic
comic.
strip, hasn't he?
He has,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
he has done.
brilliant.
He has done some with it. Yeah,
But you do wonder why isn't he cast as Troughton? And then you get Fraser Hines. So you know maybe it's like maybe they feel that it's not a disrespect, but it's sort of like it feels like you're replacing them, but that's not
you
what
know,
it is at all.
one of the worst recasts you could ever do is with a Big Finish story. You've got A Boy Who Lived. I don't know if anyone's heard it. Have you heard it, Sean?
No, no.
You've not heard it, have you, Adam? So it involves Adric, and it involves a power word that Adric survived the crash, but it's not Matthew Waterhouse. In fact, it's somebody else playing. And it's such an insult to Matthew Waterhouse as Adric, not more Adric. I think he's not liked, but oh my god, it's like it's so much an insult to him. I used to like that story. Now looking back, I'm like, why? It's such an insult, man. Oh, Big Finish up. I love them to bits, but I don't see why they did that. Chris Thompson should be in Big Finish, what Dr. God says. And yeah, he should. He does a lot of good work. I think a lot of there's a Ninth Doctor impressionist on YouTube. I've heard some of his stuff. It's got Peter Walsh, I think.
Yeah,
He's
Pete's brilliant.
Eccleston. I was listening to one of his fan
I really
audios.
like Jake Dudman's as well. Jake Dudman's nine's really good. And you're like,
Oh, Jake Dunn's makes this great.
yeah,
So
yeah, that was me. I was doing an impression of me.
oh,
That
one of Jake
fooled you.
Duggan, literally, he did the Time Lord Victorious vinyls. Now, I ordered one and I got a second one for free. I got a second one same day. Free. I don't even know how. Like, so yeah, that was always fun. But Pete Walsh, his Ninth Doctor's really that good. It's like you're listening to him, and like it was just one of his stories, and it sounds like Eccleston. It sounds just like him. I really love how he did it. I think obviously Jacob Dunham's 11th and 10th Doctor. What do you think?
I love his 11th Doctor. I think it's brilliant. I love his Peter Capaldi as well in the 12th Doctor
Not a
Chronicles.
big fan of Capaldi. I think his Capaldi is
Um,
good, but it does need a bit of work. I think, obviously, come from a critiquing point of view in that sense.
but every time I hear it, it projects Peter Capaldi into my
Oh, of
brain.
course, yeah.
Oh, it works. Works.
Because I'm guessing that we might be getting Matt Smith announced for Big Finish maybe sometime this year. Fingers crossed. Um, and I'm gonna feel quite sorry for Jake Dudman. Maybe he'll still like fit in the short trips for the
Yeah.
11th Doctor though, but I don't know if he could do like main ones. I don't know. Maybe he can if Matt Smith
You
is
know,
like available or
what
something.
I'm excited for, there's the 11th Doctor box set coming out. Now, the first volume was more of a narrated thing where he did the impressions.
Yeah,
Well, this is a full cast audio. 11th Doctor, you're going to think it's Matt Smith. It's going to be so, I'm so excited for this set.
yeah,
The
yeah.
11th Doctor Chronicles are really good. I think it makes sense.
I,
We don't have Matt.
I never really got into the Chronicles stuff, but I have heard
But now,
Mastermind with Jeffrey Beavers and
oh, Panic Chronicles
Da-
awesome. Listen to them.
yeah, Daphne Ashbrook and
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Chang Lee from the Asian child from the movie. I can't remember his
Listen
accent.
to Panic Chronicles. A lot of them on my
Yeah,
account, but I love them to bits. Like they're very much as a story where it's set after her Yortons where Third Doctor meets Liz again when Caroline John's alive, and they go to 2014 with a time bubble, and there's a lot of good story to can tell. There's a lot of interesting things. Some aren't as good as the others, but there's a nice 50th anniversary trilogy with somebody when the Doctor stole the TARDIS. Somebody was in it. He left him behind. And then he meets the second Doctor, then the two Lamanas, so Lala Ward and Mary Tam, kind of have to stop him from killing the Doctor, the fourth Doctor, which is the end of the trilogy. So it's a lot of good things we did with that. But really, apart from that, guys, do you have any last words regarding Impressionists or anything? Any last words?
Not that I can think of now.
Awesome. What about you, Shawn? Oh, so am I. Like, I've got so much important. I Big Finish is keeping going.
Yeah, and we've got Big Finish, we've got Target books coming out.
Oh
yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
I think we should end this whole segment on a bit of a high. So let's end it on some new merch we've got ordered. For example, so start with Shawn.
I've got Return of the Cybermen. I've got Stranded coming, Stranded 2. I can't wait for the 9th Doctor box set. And I've got a few books to read, some BBC books. So it will be nice to go into those. I've really enjoyed the 11th Doctor books because I got into those. I'm up to
I've read a few of
Calamity.
them Doctors. I've got them at home in the UK. I really like a few of them. They're really good, yeah.
Nice covers as well.
Oh yeah, I think Apollo someone I've started to read and I enjoyed. I read Magic of the Angels. That was a really good 11th Doctor short little novel, but it was like set in London. There's a lot of good things with that. Myself, yesterday I brought the Short Trips Volume 1 because it was only $2.99, and I've got the rest of the UFO on my account, so I've got the complete range on my account now. So I had to take that off Rob. And what with Audible is, I actually with Audible got one of the Target sets. So I've got a bunch of the Dalek stories: Daleks Master Plan, Daleks, Invasion of Earth, Day of the Daleks, and Planet Thing, and all this one set just for one credit. It's £7. Amazing. So obviously I've got that to listen to, which I'm excited for some Sideman bits, and as mentioned, Time Lord Victorious bits and bobs, which is awesome. Big fan of that. So quick one then, Adam, before we end this. You said you want to talk about a bit of Jagonoff, the new box set, any new merch?
I got series 3, 4, and 5 recently, and I had 3 and 4 come recently. That's in my that's in the cupboard at the minute. But I got series 5 today through the post, and it's actually one of my favourite series so far from what I've heard. I'm gonna try and get like everything to do with Jago and Lightfoot because I just love these two and Ellie and all that and Sergeant Quick.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous of Jago Lightfoot collection.
But yeah, I need to get series 1, 2. I have heard them though. I need series 10, 11, 12, and 13, and obviously the audio books, series 14. I've got Jago and Lightfoot Forever, and the just the other stories with with the 6th Doctor and that 4th Doctor one, and I mean, I know there's stage fright though, but I have to buy the Last Adventure.
Oh, buy that set. Buy it. Also, you need Justice of the Dark Soul 4th Doctor Adventure CD as well.
Yeah.
And you need the 2 6 Doctor stories as well.
Yes, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody seems to be getting their season 8 box sets today.
I'm waiting for mine. Yeah.
I know. I'm jealous.
I'm in the Netherlands, so I know I'm going to have to wait a bit longer. I'm not surprised by that, but I thought you'd get yours because I know a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I got mine from Amazon. I think because people who buy it from Zoom get it early, so I can understand that why I haven't got mine yet because I got it from Amazon.
I
really
literally
looking forward to
I've got it pre-ordered with Amazon, get sent to the UK for season 24, and when it's sent to me, my dad's going to send it to me from UK because it's sold out. Season 24 sold out now, a lot of places already. It's bizarre.
Getting hold of those box sets now is just ridiculous because I've only got season 12, 14, and 26, and obviously season 8, and I've pre-ordered season 24 when that came
Yeah.
when that was announced. So
Oh, I've got them all. I've got season 19.
you got them all.
Yeah, I've got them all because I got them at the time. As soon as I see a leak, I buy them. I look online and say,
yeah,
"This is a new box set." I say, "Okay, where's the link?" And I pre-order straight away. I get it
yeah.
as soon as I see it.
Because it's just really good to see, like, like behind the sofa or
I
the
love
stories that that
the great box sets. Like
that they have to say.
I
Because I
just love
believe
this.
that Sasha Dewan in season 8, he's in behind the sofa, and I can't wait to hear what Katie Manning says and all that, and John
But yeah,
Levine. It's
I
gonna be
mean,
brilliant.
so the Doctor Who guide says he's 14 and 26. 26 is fairly easy as far as I'm aware, but I do love 26 bits. It's one of my favourites. It's such
Yeah,
a
I think season 14 is probably the hardest to get hold of because I went a little bit crazy with that one. I spent about 90 quid.
mate, that's cheap. People are
Is
paying
it?
over hundreds now. That's cheap.
Yeah.
It's like season 10's a rare one as well now. It's absolutely bizarre how much people are paying.
Oh, I would love to get season 10.
So obviously before we end it, I'm gonna have a quick chat with Shawn about it. Shawn, what do you buy the box sets or not? The collection is not really.
I've got 12 and 19 seasons, 12 and 19. I missed out on season 14, unfortunately.
Oh no.
But maybe in the future I'll get them. But I'd love to. I'd love to see behind the sofa as Adam said.
I mean, if
I
you
think
ever come here, we'll watch
they're
it.
really good
We'll
documentaries.
binge watch them if you ever come here.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
When we come
great.
over to the Netherlands, we'll
Oh,
go
it's great.
through
It's
them
like there's a
all.
moment with Talons where Sophie was watching Talons. She's like, bit racist.
It's mad the way like we've got the Davison team of like Sarah Sutton, Janet Fielding, and Peter Davison watching season 24. So they're probably like, I love Sylvester, but I haven't seen this series. So is that what you guys did? God, you had a story set on a hotel block. That is amazing.
Yeah.
But, it's just going to be funny watching Colin Baker comment on his
Oh my god, Tom
success's
Mazzoni is
story.
going to be such a funny one to see.
Mm,
Um, he hasn't. He's going to watch, but he's mad at the time, so he's not as annoyed, but it's going to be interesting. Um, so obviously Rob says, "How's the stream? Hey guys, what's up, Rob? Stream's awesome. Hopefully
hi,
you'll be on
Rob.
it next time." And Doctor Who Guide says, "That's a pretty good price. I paid 6.5 for season 18 and season 19. That is a really good price for. That's really cheap. I don't want to pay a lot of price, so I just pre-order with Amazon if I need to when it's out straight away, just so I don't have to pay the pre-order. But if I've got some money in my account, I will pay massive pre-order price, so I don't have to pay in future.
Mm,
Makes sense. Um, apart from that, though, guys, it's been a really good stream. I've really enjoyed it.
loved it.
Yeah. So, apart from that, thank you for joining the show and obviously a bit of a chat about
Yeah,
impressions. Obviously, have you guys enjoyed the generator game, little generator game?
loved it. That was brilliant. That was really good.
Yeah. I mean, Adam, we've took one thing. You need to watch more episodes. More episodes you've not seen. Yeah, I think I've not seen Meow Factor yet all the way through, so I'm saying don't worry. A lot of them I've seen. At least I've seen Talents now. At least you need to
I've,
watch Wayne
I've
Spatial.
I've
Wayne
seen
is
the light and I've watched the massacre. So those 4 parts, I just couldn't take my eyes off. Um,
so good.
I'm looking forward to seeing the savages and the smugglers, and
The Savages isn't bad, but the Smugglers is a good one.
I
This is a
thought
pretty good one.
savages was a historical, but it's a science fiction, isn't it?
It's got the controversy because I watched Captain Jim Pire's review and I never knew it had a controversy. I thought it was just a regular missing story. It was like what the episode was like. It was a product of its time. I'm like, what you on about? And I said, "There's blackface in this episode." Yeah, so it's product of its time. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's that's Doctor Who. I mean, It's like anything at the end of the day. I just never knew it had that controversy. Apart from my guys, thank you so much for watching. Obviously, we'll have a quick 5 minutes until we head off. Obviously, get if you want, guys, ask a couple of questions and see what we can do. Obviously, because I've got to get we've ordered and I've got to get food in a bit, but a quick 5 minutes, come off that 7 minutes past, and have a chat. Thank you to obviously people watching and everyone that joined. That's amazing. And if you're watching this on obviously another day, then definitely in the future, thank you for rewatching this live stream. That's absolutely awesome. Obviously going forward with that, I said if we learned one thing, Adam needs to watch more episodes. Clip.
Don't hate me, guys.
And Shawn needs to see the wheel in space. I know the Macro, you've got like a 10-minute little scene of it, so you can watch.
Yeah, I remember watching the Macro review actually.
The thing is, Wheel in Space is not a bad story. It's just a bit like Mr. TARDIS that summed up perfectly. The story makes no sense.
I almost bought the Faceless Ones when we were all in Cardiff when we was in HMV, but I don't know what possessed me not to buy it. I don't forget all the stuff.
I buy the steelbooks as soon as they come out. To be fair, because I know them, but I find with them, the Wheel in Space, it's like it's the story doesn't make as much sense. The Cybermen try and take over the wheel. Obviously, that Zoe's on, and it's like it's 6-parter, and then you've got the Cybermen just sneaking around, taking over people. It's a very dark story, and some really good Cyberman scenes. It's just overall not my favourite. And then Troughton takes a holiday.
Yeah, so it's like that in the in Enemy of the World, just at the beginning when he's just on the beach and he just starts taking his clothes off.
In that episode, like he's asleep on the bed because he's knocked out from his ship's moving and the direction will change. And he's like, and that's where the John Smith line comes in, which is the first ever time. And I think Nick Briggs said, "Oh, it's a bit sexist." I'm like, don't remember a story for sexism. I don't know. Apart from that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Do you have any last things you want to say, guys?
Is there anything you want to say to us before we pass sentence?
That is a nay. So no in Dutch.
Okay. Maybe next time.
There's a neat nay. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe. We're gonna obviously really hope you enjoyed Who Knows, our Doctor Who discussion. I don't know. Do you want to call this episode 1 because we've done a few of these, or shall we call it episode 1 for New Range?
It's entirely up to you. It's on your channel.
Awesome.
But yeah, all I can say is subscribe to All Things Doctor Who.
Oh yeah.
Subscribe
Timelord Fishwick.
Yeah, myself. And whovian903. Have I said that right, Shawn? I hope I have. I can't really hear you though, but I think
Shawn should end this segment with his impression of Hartnell.
What? Well, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
Saying, say goodbye and then a Hartnell man.
Come along, answer my questions, boy. Well, okay. Go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine, except maybe the others.
Awesome.
It's the end. It's far from being all over.
Oh, I love it. Thank you guys. Have an amazing time.
Thank you.
Subscribe to these guys. Are obviously awesome. And we're back on with some really new guests. Obviously, of Who Knows, a Doctor Who discussion. See you later, guys.
See you later, Alan. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.